Little treasure learns and plays.
Playful and cheerful. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a little girl named An. She loved flowers very much and spent every day in the garden behind her house, gazing at the colorful blossoms. Whenever the wind blew, the flowers swayed gently as if they wanted to talk to her. An often wondered, if flowers could speak, what stories would they tell me? One afternoon, as the golden sunset covered the garden, An heard a soft whisper. "Hello, An." She looked around in surprise, and to her amazement, it was the flowers speaking. The roses, daisies, and sunflowers all took turns raising their voices. The rose was proud and elegant. The daisy was gentle and kind, and the sunflower was bright and cheerful. Each flower had its own personality. The rose said, "I'm proud of my beauty, but sometimes I feel lonely." The daisy smiled, "I may be small, but I bring joy to many." The sunflower exclaimed, "I love facing the sun because sunlight makes me happy." An listened closely, and her heart opened to a whole new world, a world where flowers also had souls. Not only the flowers, but the bees, butterflies, and little birds in the garden joined the conversation too. The bee buzzed, "We need flowers to make honey." The butterfly showed off its colorful wings. "Flowers make the world more beautiful." The little bird chirped, "Flowers give us shelter when we sleep." An laughed softly. The garden felt like a big family. Every creature had its role, connected to one another. In a quiet corner, a tiny jasmine flower spoke gently. "An, I'm not as bright as the rose or as tall as the sunflower, but I have a soft fragrance. Every night, I release my scent to ease people's tired hearts." An leaned in and took a deep breath. The peaceful scent made her feel calm. She smiled and realized that value isn't just in appearance. One day, strong winds came. The flowers feared being blown away. An watched, worried. But the sunflowers shouted, "We must stay strong together." The rose spread her petals to shield the jasmine. The daisy leaned over to protect the smaller blooms. An rushed out and used her body to cover part of the garden. When the storm passed, the flowers were soaked, but still smiling. After the rain, An carefully gathered fallen petals and planted new seeds in the soil. The flowers cheered. "Thank you, An. Thanks to you, our garden will always stay green." An realized that love is not only about protection, it is also about nurturing. She promised to care for the garden every day. From then on, the garden whispered to An daily. The flowers taught her about pride, gentleness, strength, and gratitude. She understood that nature is not only for looking at, it is for listening to and loving. The story of An and the talking flower garden ends with joyful laughter and a promise. Anyone who listens with their heart will hear the voice of nature around them. Little Lantern Lem. Long ago, in a village called Lung Linh, famous for its colorful lanterns, the whole place would glow like a starry night sky during festivals. But among the hundreds of lanterns, there was a tiny lantern named Lem, always hanging quietly in a far corner, unnoticed by anyone. Lem didn't want to be forgotten forever. It wished to shine high above, where everyone could see and smile at it. Every night, Lem whispered, "I wish I could bring joy to someone." One chilly night, a boy named T walked by. He was sad because he couldn't afford a lantern for the festival. Seeing him sigh, Lem suddenly glowed brighter, as if calling him closer. As soon as T touched it, Lem gently slipped off its string and landed softly in his hands. T's eyes widened with delight. He hugged Lem and whispered, "Thank you, little lantern." At the festival, T proudly carried Lem. Though small, Lem's warm light shone brighter than all the others. Everyone who passed by admired it and praised T's beautiful lantern. Lem realized, you don't have to be the highest to shine the brightest. As long as you bring happiness to someone, your light becomes truly beautiful. Dear children, each of us is like little lantern Lem. No matter how small or ordinary we may seem, if we show kindness and help others, we will shine in our own special way.